Are you giving me a thumbs up to like go?
Oh yeah, we're going. We're here.
Okay. I thought you were gonna like count me in.
Oh, because that's the professional way to do it. Hey everybody.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, the movie, the stream. If anyone's confused about the title, we are basically playing a homebrew campaign that is roughly based off of the story of the Dungeons and Dragons movie. And we have modified it into the setting of Greyhawk. As some people might know, but most might not, the original story of the Dungeons and Dragons movie actually takes place in Mystara. So we've just converted it to the city of Divers in Greyhawk, and everything's going to be taking place there. And today for you, we have a wonderful cast. Let's just have them introduce themselves. We'll start with Lauren. Let's introduce yourself, Lauren.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I'm JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I have a cat on my lap right now, and she's being, I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, me and my cat are very excited to play this game.
Okay, next up we have Moth. Scarlet Moth.
Hello, I'm Scarlet Moth. I'm a cosplayer, artist, D&D lover, shitposter, all the best things in life. I'm going to be playing Zanlin, who is a Grugach fighter. Grugach or Grugak? I don't know.
I'm not sure which one. Basically a wild elf, though.
Yes, wild elf fighter.
Nice.
Yes. And finally, we have No Medic.
Well, hi. I'm not playing a gnome. It's weird. I'm going to be playing a dwarf, and I'm really excited for it. They're pretty badass. Dwarf bard, to be specific.
Yes, well, let's get right into letting the chat get accustomed to these characters. For context, each player here had at one point recently been approached by a little corgi wearing boots who was carrying a scroll in their mouth. The scroll told them to meet up with each other and infiltrate the local school of magic to obtain a scroll. It warned of dire consequences should the scroll fall into the wrong hands. So we shift quickly to a humble tavern where these three are seated, meeting up to discuss their plan of infiltration. I believe Lauren's character had an idea.
Oh, yeah. So I was thinking that we could pretend to be prospective students, and then so sorry. And then we could just lose the tour and just go somewhere else, like the room where the scroll is.
I'm sorry, I can't really understand what you're saying. You've got the tavern cat in your face and...
Okay.
Look, I mean, is a good plan. But we kind of already prospective students, are we not?
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, we could just go on tour.
That's... Wait. How is your plan different from my plan?
It is... I don't know. You're the brains, you're smart, I get it. We go with your plan. We will pretend to be prospective students as we are already prospective students.
Oh, okay.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. We could pretend to go on the tour, but we're not really gonna go on the tour because instead we're gonna go.
We're gonna blow it up? We're gonna blow it up.
No, we're not gonna blow it up, please. We just have to take a scroll. Oh God, I have to do a crime.
You humans, all the same.
Is it a crime though?
pretty sure theft is a crime.
Is it a crime if I don't subscribe myself to human law?
Is taking things from other people a crime in your laws?
I mean, that's how we actually prove ourselves. And also, it's a rite of passage, you know?
Oh, well, I guess it wouldn't be a crime for you, but it's definitely a crime in my books. I think it's worth it because it's gonna save a lot of people. That's what the scroll says. I hope they're not lying.
I mean, it came from a corgi, so I'm really...
It was a really cute corgi.
Right, did you say that this corgi had boots?
Yeah, it was wearing little rain boots.
That is so peculiar. I've never seen this before.
I think you mean it's so cute, and why would animals lie? Animals are way better than people.
I don't think a corgi wearing... I don't think something that cute could lie.
I mean, I'm assuming that someone sent it and the corgi didn't write it itself, but...
I mean, but could you lie in front of a corgi that cute?
No.
So they couldn't write the letter in front of the corgi. They couldn't make the corgi give a lie.
So what you're saying is that this is completely 100% trustworthy.
Yes, also it will get me into magic school.
So I better not blow it up.
Yeah, please. I've been trying really, really hard to get in, but it's really expensive because they don't like people like me getting into the school, but just silly because I have every right to be there because I can do magic. So, but anyway.
Why don't they like people like you?
Oh, because I'm poor.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
human.
too real.
Oh no, we're depressing ourselves.
I think that's a good note for us to transition over to the magic school. Say you guys got all your paperwork in order to get on a tour. You have your little tour badges, and you start off in office of a teacher who is sitting behind a desk. He's got two paintings on one side, on each side of him. One is a painting of a fire elemental asleep at a desk with like some alchemical supplies, and it says, "Anyone can suffer from burnout. Remember to take breaks." And the other one has a little displacer beast hanging off a branch, and it says, "Hang in there." He looks over his paperwork at you and some other prospective students who frankly don't seem that much. They seem to have more money than sense. And he says, "Well, welcome to the Grand Academy. Today we will start our tour of the grounds. Prospective students should get some basic understanding of the school layout before attending to make sure they do not get lost. Now come along with me."
I have a question. Do we know which room the scroll is supposed to be in? Do you have any way of like finding the scroll, or is it just like take a scroll in the whole academy?
You don't know exactly where it is. I think you probably get the subtext from the scroll that you got that said, or basically the subtext was that they didn't know exactly where it was. If they did, they would have gotten it themselves.
Okay.
But
Just taking every single scroll and see if it's right.
that is a strategy. And there are plenty of scrolls for you to take, I'm sure. But first, the tour guide leads you all out into a long hallway. just with rooms on one side and the other side, just very, very tall stained glass windows, each depicting a different dramatic moment from arcane history. And the light shining through the stained glass windows creates a big, like, just makes everything down the hallway completely rainbow patterned.
Philomena will like pull on Robera's sleeve and be like, "Look, I love that story. Do you remember?" And like the whole time is just like, "Oh my God, look at this and look at that."
Yes, you have told me the story before, and I don't remember it. Why don't you tell Zenlin? She might be interested.
Quiet on the tour. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to get lost and take a wrong turn and end up in some alchemical vat.
Well, no, but I have question.
What is your question?
Do you have like some sort of room where you keep like scrolls?
He looks at you like you're an idiot.
I am idiot. It's not untrue.
The library is on the east wing of the academy. We will end our tour there, but first, I will show you all where the academy was first founded, where we broke ground back in the age of dragons, thousands of years ago.
I would like to look at my friends and just be like, I can't do this.
Do you got any do you got any magical animals or anything around these parts?
If you will let me conduct the tour, we will go by the stables. I will show you through the gardens where there are beasts grown from the plants and earth themselves.
Talk and walk. We don't have to stay here. We can move along whilst you're conducting the tour. Yeah.
But I need to point things out whilst we are walking. If I am engaged in conversation with you, I cannot properly point out things, and however will you learn where things are and where you would need to go?
I mean,
This is exactly the kind of reaction I wanted from this character.
You got maps, don't you?
Yeah, do we have like little like pamphlet maps?
Yes. The tour is very superfluous.
Don't you give out maps and kits on O Week?
It's very interesting, Zanlin. We have to just let him point out everything. Can you tell us the story of each of these?
Put my hands on your mouth.
Well, of course, this here is the study of Zelda Grog the Great.
So while he's distracted,
He lives within a jar.
Oh my God, I want to meet him. But anyway,
Right?
while he's distracted, I would like to look at the map and see where, like, besides a library, is there like a sense of where they might have like magical artifact storage or something?
Yes, there would be basically a hall of artifacts where they have display artifacts. Very like show things. There's also a few research halls. They're not too far from the library, but like they're a little bit off. So in case there's an explosion, the whole library doesn't go up.
And is there one way to get to the library, or like could we find a different path?
You are in the West Hall right now. To get to the East Hall, the way you could go back the way you came to the front entrance and then go to the West Hall, or you could try cutting across the gardens.
I did not take that spell. Wait, no, I was gonna change that. I'm sorry I didn't pick my spells properly.
Well, we are assuming that you prepared, so you can change your spells right now if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna use. I'll pick the rest of them while we're talking, but I'm gonna use the message cantrip. And be like, Brilbera, do you think we should lose them at the hall or at the garden? If it's the hall, sneeze really loudly. Wait, I think they can talk back in message though. Yeah, they can.
Sure, but Brilbera is just not sneezing.
Okay.
Literal instructions.
It's true. And then she's gonna she's like, okay. And then she's gonna say, she's gonna message Zanlin and say same thing, except she remembers that the message cantrip works in a way that this person can reply. So she's just gonna be like, what do you think? You can respond to this.
I mean, I don't have an opinion either way. I sort of am zoning out the tour, so I have no idea what any of this is. Buildings confuse me.
We'll make it work. Okay. Yeah, so I guess then the plan would be when we get to the gardens to like try and just hang back, like we'll stay at the back of the crowd. And then when we get to like near where the garden is, I want to try and just like inconspicuously leave.
Okay. Well, the tour guide has returned to his detailed explanation of everything, every single room as you go. So it takes you a little while to be led out towards the courtyard where the gardens are. And when you step outside and see the gardens, it's basically just this big, overgrown, like, bunch of hedges, each with like all these flowers blooming everywhere, and sticking out like above them all are these trees that are just completely white. You don't see any leaves at all. There's just these white little flowers, each with petals that are gently raining down, and petals are blowing out in the courtyard, and it looks almost like snow.
This is more my speed.
We will not be entering the gardens right now, as it is off limits to all those not presently enrolled. There are safety measures that need be observed, but it is always nice to take a look.
Wait, like what kind of safety things need to be observed?
Well, there are a good number of poisonous plants in there. There are some have grown animated. You see, to make this magical garden grow as richly as it does, we have threads of the Feywild woven through it. It makes it almost grow in a labyrinthian manner. No matter how we attempt to set it up, so it is easy to get lost within. But it is not so wild as to be unnavigatable. With the proper instruction. That is a very good question. You're very astute.
So while he's talking, she's going to message both of them individually and say, okay, so I think we need to lose them and get back to the hall and go through the east wing that way.
Nothing saying you can't go through the gardens. You're not allowed.
As soon as you say that, Brolbera, like, waits for not Deckard Cain to kind of, like, turn around, and I would like to cast invisibility on myself.
Well, it's basically you just want to turn invisible without him or any of the other prospective students noticing you. So let's just roll a stealth. Probably won't be a very high DC because they're not paying too much attention.
11!
Well, the DC was 10, so...
Cool!
It's kind of like on the cusp, like you turn invisible and you notice someone like look at where you are.
I'd like to just whisper like, "Hey, friends, let us go. It's right here. They will not come looking for us."
Zan is gonna druidcraft some flowers over her head and leaves and stuff, plants, so that she can duck down behind the hedges and just look like flowers and leaves and stuff.
That's good. Roll yourself some stealth.
Oh boy. Uh, 13.
You're good.
Oh. So she does a diving roll into the bushes and then puts flowers all over her and leaves. And she's druid crafting some with them. She's also just sort of picking some off the ground and covering herself in them.
So basically making yourself like a ghillie suit of flowers.
Yes.
Nice.
It's going to start shuffling along.
Well, if the rest of them are going,
no pressure.
Yeah, I guess she has to go, but what she's gonna do is as she's like leaving, she's gonna prestidigitate the sound of footsteps walking behind the rest of the group and like go follow her friends.
Hey, roll some stealth.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's an 8.
One of the students like turns around because he hears 2 sets of footsteps momentarily as your foot scuffs some gravel. And he turns around and he looks at you. And he's picking his nose while he looks at you. And he's like, "Where are you going?"
To the bathroom.
Roll deception.
It's good.
Or is it persuasion?
3.
He sort of looks down his nose at you and says, "Yeah, sure."
I have to go to the bathroom because I have a very terrible medical condition that means every so often I just and she's going to prestidigitate like blood just coming out of her mouth.
Oh, he gets startled by that blood and he just like backs away. It's like, "It's not contagious, is it?"
I won't cough on you if you let me go to the bathroom and don't draw attention to the fact that I'm gone.
He just sort of backs away a lot more and just scurries back inside after the group.
Nothing like a good old case of consumption to get you out of this. Damn.
I was half expecting you to just carve up a bunch of scarves for some reason.
That would have also been good, but I wanted to like gross him out without grossing myself out. So. So yeah, I guess I will follow the. Well, I can't see Brovera, so I will follow Zanlin.
You follow the mass of shambling flowers.
Yes.
I'm a shambling mound. Ah.
Oh, that's a good idea. What's the challenge rating on those? So anyway, you make your way into the garden, and as you enter, there's just way more flower petals showering around you all. If you want to know more about that, you can roll nature, but it's just flavor stuff.
I would absolutely roll. Want to know about that.
I don't want to know more, but I am opening my mouth and like holding my tongue out, like it's snow, to eat one.
Roll sleight of mouth.
Sleight of mouth.
Also, that was an unnatural 20.
Well, then you would know all about these. Basically, these are... I have this written down. These are snowflower trees, and this is just right in the season where the petals are falling off of them. You haven't seen them in person. They are native to the Feywild, but there's a bunch here. And the leaves and petals are used for a lot of medicinal herbs. Nothing like super magical, but like, help you sleep sort of thing. And they are these like flowers, these tiny little flowers about this big, each with 5 little petals, and each petal has 5 points on it, like a star. So yeah.
They're Feywild shit.
Yeah.
It's all really weird. Maybe don't eat it. I mean, you don't fucking eat random flowers you pick, because one of them might be poisonous, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear, but
I'm sorry, but I wasn't trying to eat them. Maybe Brovera. Actually, Brovera might be trying to eat them. Brovera, are you trying to eat them? I can't see you right now.
Brovera's invisible. Oh no. Yeah, you definitely have some in your mouth now.
I'm just watching some of the petals disappear.
Yeah, they're just like...
Well, they're like landing on him, so he has like this covering of flowers, so you just see an outline of Brovera.
Yeah, I think he's eating some of them.
They taste like flowers.
They taste like flour.
Flower or flowers? Yeah.
Like flour.
Okay. Just don't start eating the flowers over me. I actually need those. Also, you've got a bit of a...
Oh, yes, okay, thank you. Let's start dusting them off my body. Where are we going now? We're supposed to go find Scroll.
To the West Hall, it's probably not going to be in any of the main display rooms. Because if it was, then the corgi wearing boots could just take it. Or the person who has the corgi wearing boots, probably not the corgi itself. But probably one of the extra research halls is probably like a storage room or something.
You know what's in this scroll?
No, they didn't say.
Oh, that's not very helpful, is it?
No.
They did say it would save lots of people, though, so we should find it.
But saving people...
Well, they didn't technically say saving people, but they said bad things would happen if somebody else who was trying to get the scroll got the scroll. And bad things could be a lot of... I don't want bad things to happen.
I would appreciate it if you all would roll perception, please.
Oh, no.
A natural 20 for a 24.
That's a 13.
That's a 1.
The duality of man.
The flowers are too pretty.
So you two are having your conversation about where the scroll would be and what might be on it. But Zanlin immediately catches some movement out of the corner of her eye. It sort of blends in a little bit, but you quickly turn and look, and down this path with roses on either side, you see a shape that's just this sort of hedge-like figure, these thick leaves, and it looks like it's been cut in the shape of a wolf, but it sort of turns its head towards you.
All right, we're gonna want to, in about count of 3, we want to run out of the garden because I don't want to be eaten by a planet wolf. She's gonna shove Philomena and is like, run!
Oh, okay. Yes, let's do it.
Now! And Zan's gonna start running.
Okay, as soon as you start running, the hedge just starts chasing after you guys.
God.
Roll some athletics.
I think I'm good at this one for a change. 13?
Do you want to also roll for athletics?
Yes, please.
That's an 11.
14.
13, 11, and 14. Okay, so that would be... Okay. So Brilbera and Zanlin are able to sort of just stay just ahead of this hedge wolf. Hedgehound, as it's called. But Philomena sort of stumbles a bit as she's running, and the wolf quickly catches up to her, and sort of, as it does, it sort of just nips at her heels a bit, and sort of jumps from side to side, like making sort of... It sounds like it's trying to bark, but it doesn't have the mechanisms for it, and it's
So
sort of
saying-
like...
So it's all bark and no bite, since it's made out of trees. It's all bark.
I'd like to backtrack, like if I see Phil not catching up with us. So like try to like go grab her hand and like push her ahead and be like, come, let's go.
When it starts nipping at her heels, she's gonna like go and cast mage armor on herself.
Are you still running away?
Yes.
Okay, do another athletics.
Zan is while she's running, looking behind her and is casting.
Oh no, that was worse. That's a 2.
Zan is druid
9.
crafting the wolf and trying to hold him to the ground by druid crafting vines around the hedge wolf's legs.
Oh, well, what's your spell save DC?
Do I have a spell save DC? I'm guessing that this is using wisdom, so my wisdom is 14. I'm not
That would
actually.
be +2. That would be 8 + 2 plus proficiency.
12?
12. Okay.
No, sorry, 13.
13. Okay. Either way, like the wolf sort of slows a little bit, but as vines sort of grow out of its legs, but it sort of just kind of goes with it and basically just starts running with longer legs.
Oh, heck.
And as it's doing this, as Bulbera shoves Philomena, your foot catches on a root and you just sort of trip and stumble. And the hound bounds up to you and it just sort of stops as you fall and just sort of stays there. Sort of crouches down a bit and then sort of shuffles closer a little bit more.
Can I druidcraft a ball made out of vines?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna hold it out to the wolf, being like, "You wanna play? Huh?"
And sort of, it turns its head and looks at you, and these two little flowers sprout where its eyes would be.
Just gonna start pretending to throw it one way.
It jumps after in that direction a bit. It knows you're not throwing it, but it's so ready to go.
And she's going to toss it.
And it just runs off and chases after it.
I love dogs.
It was an entirely non-hostile encounter.
I would like to take a moment and help Philomena back up on her feet. Are you okay, friend?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Zanlin, good thinking. It was... they must would that be considered cannibalism? If plant eat plant?
I mean, he's not gonna eat the ball.
Kind of weird.
I mean, it would technically maybe be considered eating magic. I'm not sure if this thing is natural or arcana. So she's waiting for the dog to come back so she can throw the ball again.
It rushes back with the ball in its mouth.
And she's just gonna give it a little pat. It's gonna rustle those leaves.
Yeah. It sits in front of you and waits.
And she's gonna toss it again.
And it's off.
Okay,
All dogs are good dogs.
Well, that is why we must listen to this this corgi who wants us to get the scroll. Perhaps we should get going? I appreciate playtime, but
Can
it
I
might
keep
miss us.
it? Can I keep it?
I don't care what you do.
I don't know if it will stay with us, but we need to go because I don't trust this forest. I mean, it's a very nice plant dog, but what if it belongs to somebody else? And we should just go, I think.
Are you just, so you guys are just gonna do a go? Do a leave off in a direction?
I'm doing a leaf.
Yes.
I would like to do a leave, specifically in a direction, specifically west, to get, or in the direction that I think the West Wing is in.
Well, you've been running away from this, this good plant dog, and the overhead is just completely grown over with these white trees, so it's kind of hard to determine which way is west right now.
I presume we would have gone in the direction that we think is west, right? At the beginning.
That is true, but you also remember the guide saying that the garden would grow in labyrinthian ways, and it would have threads of the Feywild. It has threads of the Feywild woven through it.
Oh, wait. Can you get the doggy back?
Yeah. Come here.
The dog comes back over with the ball, but it doesn't give it to you right away.
Give it. Give it.
It drops it.
I'm just gonna pick it up. I can probably talk to it if it knows Sylvan.
Yeah, I was thinking we could just ask it to take us where we want to go.
Just going to ask it in Sylvan. Do you know where the West Wing might be, oh lovely dog?
Sort of tilt its head. An ear-shaped leaf flicks a bit. It seems to like understand what you're saying, but not what you're asking.
West? Can you lead us out, oh good dog?
Ask them to lead it in the direction where the sun sets.
I mean, it's understanding, but it's not really getting what the question is.
Well, what are you asking it?
To lead us out or to lead us west?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, I don't know if dogs necessarily know west, but they might know which direction the sunset goes in.
All right, I'll ask it that. Good dog, may you please lead us in the direction the sun sets?
Roll animal handling.
Okie dokie.
I think with advantage because you already have a good rapport with this dog.
It's a good dog. Okay, good thing I had advantage. That's going to be a 17.
Nice.
Okay. The dog sort of looks up and back down at you guys and then just wags its tail and then it grabs the ball and runs off ahead.
All right, gotta follow.
Okay, I'll be follow. Let's go.
Okay, I hope this works.
I mean, I asked it very nicely in Sylvan, so...
So you follow the dog and it keeps making these like turns that don't really make sense. Like 4 lefts, a right, 4 more lefts. But soon you just find yourself at the exit of the garden on the other side.
Oh. That was most helpful. I don't know if this is where we're supposed to be, but at least we're not here anymore.
There's a little gravel path leading up to a nice little wooden door. Arched top.
Philomena will like kind of go pet the wolf dog, like the leaf dog, and be like,
Thank you very much.
It just sits and wags its tail.
I love it so much.
Okay, well, I'm sure if it wants to come with you, it will.
I think maybe you could roll Arcana on that.
okay, I could do that. I'm good at that.
Zan is kneeling down and talking to it in Sylvan, saying, I love you so much. You're so lovely.
Let me just, I'm sorry.
I miss being able to talk to animals every day. You're so much better than people.
Ooh, look, I finally rolled a good thing.
Yeah.
22.
22. Oh, you would know that this this creature is probably sustained by the fact that this place is touched by the Feywild and it probably can't leave.
Oh, I don't think the dog can leave, unfortunately. It would disappear or turn into a whole bunch of leaves if it left, but...
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna give the dog a big hug.
It just like puts its paws over your shoulders.
Gonna hug it and give it a pat and then throw the ball back into the maze for it.
And runs off.
When I get into the school for real, I'll come say hi.
I won't blow up the garden. I'll try not to.
You invested the maze.
Dog maze.
But at what cost?
Right? Who knows what that just set in
I
motion?
mean, you've gained a friend.
All dogs are friends.
Because I am invisible, I would like to look around, make sure there's nobody near. Like, what do we see in this, past the gravel and back into the holes?
Make sure the tour hasn't come
You're right.
snaked back around.
Yeah, like I will scout ahead a bit.
I think you guys would realize, given the tour guide's pace, it'll be several hours before they get there.
Oh god, thank god we left.
Touch the
Not
bullet.
blasted with that one.
Anyway, Robert, you go ahead, crack open the door, squeaks a little bit, but not much. And this hallway is less extravagant. It's more utilitarian, very like set stone walls and lanterns along the side, and there's just another long hallway with rooms that each have a little placard next to it. Directly across from you is one that says Rejgar's study.
Do I know this name?
I don't think your character would offhand.
Probably not. Just, who knows? It is worth asking.
But it's all clear. For context, this has all occurred, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. Pretty soon after the river, the Grand Near Dev, which the city of divers is right next to, was set on fire, and a lot of blame fell on the mages for that, and a lot of them are off dealing with political meetings and the like, and the magic school right now is not very heavily patrolled or guarded, and it also happens to be like during basically a break. Researchers would mostly be here normally, but most of the researchers that are there year round are also of high enough position that they are also tied up in these meetings.
Go.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, there's door. And I point to the study. But you can't see me because I'm invisible.
But I can see the door.
There's a lot of doors, though. It's a whole hallway. That was just the door that was across from the one that you entered.
Okay, so looking at the map, do we think that we're in the right place?
You're in the general area. If you went down the hall to your right, a good ways you'd eventually reach the library.
Okay.
Right here is where the research facilities tend to be.
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know which door it's in, so we could just open one and hope.
Okay. I'd like to open the first door I saw. We will take them down one by one.
Are you saying you'd like to open it, or are you actually opening it? I can't tell with your accent.
I will put my hand on the door and I will turn it to see if it is locked.
I like to imagine that you're narrating what you're doing so people know what you're doing because you're invisible.
Friends, I am putting my hand on the doorknob. Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Good. I would just like to open it. It
Roll
is a
athletics.
door.
Kidding. Okay, you almost took locate object. Locate object would have made this a lot faster.
I know. I was looking through spells, and I was like, I don't need locate object. I need shatter or something instead.
Oh, but this way,
Shatter. It's a good spell.
It's a good
this way
spell.
you get to explore the school and find a lot
Yeah.
of fun things. Well, you open the door, and inside it's pretty dimly lit. A lot of things are kind of dusty, as though they haven't really been touched much, though there is a clear path towards the center of this large circular room. And in the middle of it is it's just this very big shape with a curtain over it, as far as you can tell. Closer to it is a little workbench with a book open on it, and it looks like an old laboratory that it's sort of just eventually at some point got turned into this mage's storage area. So there are books, there are like old alchemical supplies out of the way to the side. It's kind of orderly, but in sort of not in a way that you'd keep it in order, sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Philomena, you should come here. It looks like fancy store that we live above.
Oh. Okay. And she'll like.
There's like
Go.
glass vials and all sorts of things.
Oh, I mean, I keep the store much cleaner than this, but I think this is good. I think we might be able to find I think we might find a scroll here. Let's be very careful not to open anything or break anything.
As you say that, like, Brolbera's probably about to open something, and then puts their arms down.
I mean, his hand was probably about to open a drawer, open a book, or smash a bottle to see what was in it.
Just smashing bottles.
Like, I mean, I guess you can open, like, containers or something, but, like big chests. But, like, if it looks too small to hold a scroll, don't open it.
But can't you get scrolls like that?
I don't think that's the kind of scroll that we need.
Well, I would like to look around. Is there anything particularly interesting? Should I roll investigation?
You can roll investigation unless you want to particularly check out that big thing with the curtain or the book. Everything else seems rather kind of here and there sort of thing, stuff you would need to investigate to sort of work your way through.
I am not particularly interested in the books, so I'd go to the curtains specifically.
Okay.
Zan's going to look at the books and is going to investigate those.
Okay.
I'll look in the pile of stuff.
I can't roll the night at all. These dice are done.
Well, you don't have to
Dice
investigate like the curtain thing or the book, like they're out. Philomena can roll investigate to see what she digs up in the stuff.
I got 18 for looking through the bookcase.
Oh, the bookcase, yeah. A lot of the books there are books on... they're mostly in Common, some in Draconic, a few in Sylvan. Given that you know Sylvan, you're able to understand what's going on better than most. A lot of the books are on things like transmutation, and a few on necromancy.
She's throwing away the transmutation ones behind her going, nah, boring. Duck that one.
Be careful, please.
Watch your throwing, please.
There's some on necromancy. Do you want that, Philo?
No.
What did you
I
get?
rolled a 16.
Okay.
Thank
Let's
you.
see what you come up with. Ooh. Ooh. You're going through the things, and as you're shuffling through things, most of them are just stuff that you'd probably find in your store anyway. But then you come to a desk and you pull open a drawer in it, and at the bottom of it, the drawer is what appears to just be a hole. And you look under the drawer, and it's solid on the bottom. And you look back in the drawer, and there's just this hole that just goes into darkness.
Oh, I'm sorry. The kittens, the school kittens are making noises. All right. Philomena is a Disney princess. She attracts kittens wherever she goes. Can I see if I can pick up the hole?
You reach down and you sort of grab it and you work at it, and you lift the hole up out of the drawer.
This is wonderful. And I'm gonna
The backside of the hole is sort of just like a flat piece of cloth, almost like velvet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a cat in that hole?
I'm not sure. Let me check. And she's gonna put her hand in the hole.
Cat jumps out of the hole, runs out the room.
Was there anything other than a cat in the hole?
No, it seems pretty empty, but it's very spacious in there. It's about, you stick your head in there, sort of look around, angle the hole so it can catch some light, and you say it's about 10 feet by 10 feet in there.
This would be a very good way to get a scroll out of a building.
I think we should definitely keep it. It's not stealing.
Go anywhere.
No, I think it just kind of goes into a space. It's like a hole. It's just like you can store stuff.
It's like a hole that's portable.
Yeah,
A
it's
pocket.
like a portable hole. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is.
I mean, you might.
I actually, would I potentially know that it's a portable hole?
I think, honestly, you would. It's not like extra dimensional spaces and experiments of it are that uncommon, and portable holes and bags of holding and such have been around for a while. So I think you would.
That's a thing they would sell at the store.
I don't know if they'd sell at the store. It would be pretty expensive if they did. They're not rare.
You see it in the catalogs, in the big order catalogs.
Aurora's Whole Realms catalog.
Yeah, that one. She's like, it's a portable hole, and we can put things in it, and they'll stay there.
And she's gonna fold up she's gonna fold up the hole, and stick it in her pocket.
Swinging over to Bralbera, checking out that curtain. You lift the curtain. It's much too tall to pull it off. It raises up about 20 feet.
Oh, I'm small.
So you lift up a corner, and it's dark in there, but you have dark vision, right?
I've never played a dwarf. Yes, dwarves have dark vision.
It takes a second for your eyes to adjust.
Wait, do gnomes not have dark vision?
I'm not a gnome.
Some
But
gnomes
some gnomes don't.
do. Some gnomes do, some gnomes don't.
My mind has been blown.
So it takes a second for your eyes to adjust. And you see a figure moving in there. I should probably back up a bit. When you pull it up first, you see these metal bars that go upward. And then looking inside, you see these long branches going like upward and outward. And a few seconds later, you see movement inside. And then
Nope.
next. Okay, you do that.
Friends, there is something in there.
A few seconds later, you hear like a tapping against one of the bars.
We should kill it.
I'd like to lift up the thing again.
When you lift it up, you are looking directly like face to face with a hunched down figure that has a face of a very young woman, but where her hair would start, instead these long black feathers that sort of just go back and then disappear under rather simple like coat. And at the side are these like wings that are like ruffled up a bit.
Oh, look at you! Look quite beautiful. Are you okay?
It opens its mouth and caws at you. Just caw.
I'm not familiar with your words. Anybody here speak this?
Is what? Oh my goodness.
It looks a bit like a harpy.
Yeah, it does look a lot like a harpy.
It sort of grabs like the bars with its foot claws and like climbs up a bit using its teeth, and its claws are like how birds go around in cages, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it hangs upside down and it caws at you again.
Tilts my head with it to see.
Can we keep her?
Do you know where a scroll is? Like a really important scroll?
It looks at you and then it whistles.
Can I roll some kind of check to see if I know what languages harpies speak and or understand?
I think first you should roll an Arcana check to make sure that that's a harpy.
Okay. That is a 13.
I mean, you've briefly read about harpies, and you kind of have a decent idea of what they look like. And while this looks similar, it's not quite right.
I don't think it's a harpy. If I point to like, is there a scroll here?
And she'll like point to the bookshelf.
It looks at the bookshelf and back at you.
It's like an important scroll. Do you understand me? If you understand me, tap your foot 3 times.
Sort of climbs down to the floor of the cage and ruffles up its feathers a bit more, and then sort of shuffles to the side where there's like a little latch and reaches out with its mouth and tries to like bite the latch open. You know how birds will try to let themselves out of cages?
That is not tapping your foot 3 times. Okay. We should put that away.
And she's gonna just like put the curtain down.
As you pull the curtain down, it sort of like lowers its head to keep watching as the curtain goes down, and it like chirps, like a confused chirp.
You seem very nice, but I don't want to let you out. Because I don't know anything about you and you don't seem to understand me.
Let's out a sad whistle. Like, I can't whistle very well, but it's like
Do you understand me?
Oh, let's add another sad whistle.
Yeah, I don't think it understands me.
She's gonna drop the curtain.
Roberta agrees. I do not believe this is like a leafy puppy dog.
No,
Does it do a little whistle like a...
A little slide whistle.
Yeah, it whistles back. It copies your whistle. It does a different whistle, like it's responding.
Do you speak whistles?
I think I learned how to speak bird.
You may have. We should,
I don't know what she's saying. Or what I'm saying. Maybe I just installed Doot Smother. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't seem that angry.
Albera, as you look around, you see this book next, like on this table, next to the cage, and it's open. It's very eye level for you.
Yeah, this book. I guess I will be bored of whistle contest. I have horn. Horn sounds much better than like panpipes. Ugh, terrible for the ears. I'll take a glance at the book, kind of haphazardly.
The book is written in a couple different languages, but the title says, like the title at the beginning of the page in common says, Experiments in Creating Pseudo-Harpy.
Well, this is like laboratory underneath in the shop. Did we come up with a name for that? I don't remember.
We haven't yet because I haven't talked to Greg yet. I'm so sorry. So you can just forget the name of the shop all the time. It's a cork now.
Never, you know, it's what does it matter? Look, there is some experiment manual here, manuscript.
Oh, what does it
perhaps
say?
it will help. I pick it up and I read like 4 of the words properly. Like something experiment harpy. My comment not good.
Yeah. What languages are the book written in? Or should I just tell you the languages I know?
I think it would be helpful if you told me the languages you knew.
I can speak Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Infernal.
Well, it is in a little common, not much. It's mostly in Draconic, some Sylvan, which is kind of close to Elvish, not exactly. It's enough to know that for you to know that it's Sylvan and make out some of the words.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in like a bit of Celestial. There's a smattering of Infernal in there. But as you glance over it, you're able to get the sense that this creature was made by the person running, like whose study this is, who, you know, is experimenting here, and you get the sense that it kind of just has the mind of a bird from his notes. He's a little disappointed by that. He's trying to basically get a better understanding of the origins of where like magical monstrous creatures come from, and doing some experimentation. You're not able to understand his methodology in creating this one, but you get the sense that it's kind of just this animal that turned out to just have the mind of a bird, and he's been kind of bored with it. He's been keeping it alive, but it's sort of just, this is a disappointment.
Oh, that's really sad.
Can we keep it?
It is kind of big. How would we care? Oh my god, you have pockets. Put it in pockets.
No.
No, the pocket only has like 10 minutes of air.
Oh.
That is if you like cover it or close it.
I suppose.
The whole party just sits and thinks about that. How do we break the game and save the bird?
Look,
I
think maybe the bird might be a good distraction, but we should really find this scroll.
Oh, could
What
use
if the bird
distraction.
carries the scroll?
The bird does not carry anything. It's naked.
It has clothes.
It's naked for bird.
What? I specifically said it was wearing a coat.
Yeah, it might as well be naked. It cannot. It's got no scroll on it. Important.
Philomena would know enough about the portable hole that if she like had the hole like folded in such a way that a little bit wasn't like, sticking out, air could come in and out.
I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, it's just, where would it go? I don't know if it could take care of itself. It might be better off here, but
Know what would be good for it? If 3 adventurers took care of it, taught it to fly, fed it, released it into the wild, maybe with a firebomb or something that can drop on the university. But that's neither here nor there.
You look over and you can see that the bird has lifted up the edge of the curtain with its mouth and its head is upside down and it's looking up at you.
Oh,
Let's bring it with us.
Cuteness.
And if you want me to.
Yes, I would like you to roll a persuasion check.
Just straight roll as an 18.
Damn it! It's so cute. I am working on unlocking this cage. We'll figure out the logistics later. It will stay in our place. It's fine.
It's not that hard to unlock. It's basically, it's kind of just like, it's almost, it just takes, basically just needs thumbs to open.
Oh, good. I got 2 of those.
There's like just these little levers. You just gotta push one down and the other up at the same time, and it sort of just snaps open.
Okay. And I open the door. Hello, little friend. You come with us now.
It tries to walk through you because you're invisible.
Oh, that's right. Wait, buddy. Wait, I pet it and I move out of the way.
I like putting cute things in my games.
Philomena is just gonna look at Sandlin and be like, well, it's your bird.
Is it my bird? Do I get to keep it?
I think you are the one. Look, Robert is my roommate, and I don't think this bird is going to fit into our apartment, so you should keep the bird.
You humans and your apartments and your buildings. This is why we live in a forest.
There's lots of room for a pseudo-harpy in the forest.
Yeah.
It starts trying to dig through Zanlin's pockets with her teeth, looking for food.
I think I have something. And she's going to bring out some trail mix.
She has a person face.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is great. So
Just sort of leans down and like grabs a bunch in her mouth and like leans her head back and just chomp, chomp, chomp.
Can you do that again for us, Kika? I don't think I got the gist of it.
Like,
Oh yeah. We gotta name this. I'm sorry, scrolls can wait. We gotta name her.
No, we need to go find Scroll. We only have so much time.
And then I would say we got about maybe 4 or 5 hours before that tour guide comes back round.
Well, why don't Robert and I look for a scroll while you think of a name?
I mean, I could. I don't want you guys to have all the fun though.
There
What if you-
are many other doors. We might find more creatures for you.
Yes.
Oh, now she's doing math.
Besides, I don't want you to set fire to anything without me because that's the best part.
you guys suddenly hear a crash from down the hall.
Shh.
Ah shit.
Hide the bird. Put the bird away.
And she's just like gonna take the portable hole out of her pocket and like whoop.
As you pick the portable hole up, she sort of like sticks her face out and looks out.
She's like shh. And she's gonna close it like slightly, but enough that there's air.
She's still like looking out with one eye.
It's so weird.
Robera, can you go see what that was? Cause you're invisible.
Nah, I go. I will be very quiet.
Hey.
I did not make that noise.
You go out in the hall, and pretty much just right as you step out, you hear another crash down the hall to your left in the direction of the library.
I do not see anything.
Roll perception. Natural one?
Yeah. I just... This is my first nat one. I don't know. It's still below 10, so yeah.
Well, you can hear that there is sort of seems to be like a commotion, but you can't make out what like is being said because there's more like scuffling sounding, another crash.
Okay. I can't signal to them.
And the crash is coming from both sides?
No, it's just from the library. Since you are facing the other way from when you entered, it's now to your left when you got in the hall.
Philomena will, after like a minute or two, like when she hears the second crash, she'll send message to Brobera and say, Brobera, is everything okay?
I don't know. I'm looking, and I'd like to like creep up and go, actually kind of peek in and see what is going on.
I'm gonna send you another message in like 2 minutes, okay?
Nah. I like to go and go peeking at the library.
So you make your way down the hall. I'm not going to have you roll stealth because you're invisible and there's already a commotion going on there. People over that way are distracted. And as you get closer, you see like the door is already kind of cracked open. And when you look inside, you see... first thing you see is a tall figure in black and red armor. You see him from behind... bald head, and he's standing over an old wizard. And the old wizard is saying, I don't have the scroll here. I don't know what you're talking about. And the figure, who, like, as you sort of take better stock, you can see 6, like, regular foot soldiers in the room with him, all around this wizard, say, I know you have it. It's no use resisting. Just tell me where it is, and it will be much easier on you.
Brobera, what's up?
Wait. Bad guy. You might want to come here.
Okay.
She'll motion to Zanlin and be like,
Be very careful.
So we can like Scooby-Doo it, up the door.
creep.
Is Hanlon going too? Moth, you're muted.
Damn it. Yes, I am going. I am Scooby doing this.
Okay, so the three of you Scooby-Doo on the door, and you see, basically as you pop your head out, you see this tall figure backhand this old man across the face. He stumbles to the ground.
Philomena's gonna message the old man
And say, I can get the scroll out. Where is it?
Dillman looks up at you, and he reaches his hand back, and a trail of magic flies, like, sort of, it just spreads from his fingertips and goes behind the desk at the end of the library, and he flings his hand forward. Scroll arcs over all the guards and lands right in your hand. The guards turn to look at you, and then the figure, tall and imposing, turns around, and you see his scowling face and blue lips, and he points at you three and says, "Seize them."
Oh shit!
And that's where we're ending.
Grab a gold. Hey!
It's my best friend, Damodar.
Oh, Damodar.
That's where we're wrapping up for right now. I think that's a pretty good ending point.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Shit's about to
Violated
go
the law.
down.
It's okay, we have a bird.
Yeah, good thing we got the bird, guys.
And if we need, I can also go set the leaf doggo on them.
Only if we go through the garden.
We could lose them in there. It's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for stopping by for this installment of Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. You can catch us here every week, same time, 3 o'clock PST, 6 o'clock EST. Let's check in with our players, see how they're doing, and they can tell us a bit more about themselves and where to find them. Let's start with Gnome.
Ooh.
Good old Brolbera.
Oh hey! Oh my gosh, this is gonna be an adventure. What a place to stop! I don't want to. No. Like, we gotta wait for next week. But thank you so much for having me. My name is Gnome. You can catch me pretty much all over the place on the internet as Nomedic, and I play in a whole bunch of other shows. Here every Monday, I'm in another game with Kika. That'll be a podcast that's coming out sometime. Awesome Masks game. I'm pretty excited for that. Wednesday nights, you can catch me live on Encounter Roleplay's channel, running a Tales from the Loop game called Little Busters. I'm also in the Rise of the Demigods podcast, which simultaneously runs on Wednesdays on the God's Fall channel. And because I'm a gnome, I magically divide myself and can do two things at once. Every Thursday, I'm on Pro Restarter's channel, playing a wonderful D&D 5th edition fairy tale-esque game called The Little Things, and I think those are all the big things that I'm part of. But hit me up on Twitter. Let's talk games.
Next up is our elf fighter, Zanlin, aka Scarlet Moth.
Yay! Oh, that was fun. That was ridiculous fun. I am enjoying playing Zanlin and really hamming up my Australian accent. Though, because Common is not her first language, I do imagine she's a lot more eloquent when she speaks Sylvan. Hence the sort of change of accent there. I'm Moth. You can find me on Twitter at @ThatScarletMoth. I'm an artist, cosplayer, D&D lover, and tiefling aficionado, which is funny because I'm not playing one for once. Time zones. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST, I am on Encounter Roleplays The World Reburns with Dungeon Master Dan Dillon, and that's a fantastic game. I'm really loving it. I'm also going to be in a couple more games coming up soon. I'm just waiting until the end of March for my house to be connected to really fast internet so that I can start streaming on my own channel. It's going to be really exciting.
Last up, but of course not least, is our mage Philomena, aka Lauren.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I'm JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I play all sorts of games on the internet. with my friends. You can check my pinned tweet to see my schedule. I'm in a whole bunch of stuff. I had a great time. I love the D&D movie. Like, unironically, I think it's one of my most favorite things ever. And so I'm real excited to like run away from Damodar and do all that good D&D stuff, or D&D movie stuff. Thank you so much, Kika, for doing this, because it was a great time. I can't wait to play more.
Yeah, I can't wait to run you all through some more. But that's it for us this week. We hope to catch you again next week. Remember to stop on by to see what happens to these unlikely trio as they run away from the captain of the guard, Damodar.
And we're going to pick up more pets.
Possibly. I mean, I like putting animals in because I'm very fond of animals, so there is a good possibility of more pets. Anyway, bye.
Bye.